Hey everyone, welcome to a deep dive on a topic I think we all care about.
Yeah.
Making sure we're getting paid what we deserve. We're going to be tackling negotiating a higher salary,
Yeah.
which, let's be honest, can feel kind of intimidating.
Mm-hmm.
But we're here to equip you with the tools and confidence to absolutely crush it.
Absolutely.
We're diving into some seriously insightful advice we found from a career strategist named Alex.
Okay.
His insights from another podcast really resonated with us,
Yeah,
and we thought they'd be super valuable to share.
for sure.
So, say you're ready to fight for your worth. Where do you even begin?
Well, what I find fascinating is how Alex breaks down this seemingly intimidating process into something really manageable, and he does it by starting with the foundation research.
Oh, yeah.
He really emphasizes treating your salary research the same way you'd treat, say, buying a car. You wouldn't buy a car without knowing its value, right?
I see where you're going with this. Walk me through this analogy.
Okay, so imagine walking into a dealership and just blindly agreeing to whatever price they slap on a car.
Right.
Sounds crazy, right? You
Yeah.
do your research, you'd check online, compare prices, you'd walk in armed with that knowledge. Salary negotiation, it's the same idea.
That's a really good point. You absolutely have to know the market value of your skills and your experience.
Yeah.
Otherwise, how can you even begin to negotiate? It's like, as you said, going to battle without any intel.
Exactly. You need to know the market value of you, just like you would with that car.
So how do we actually go about getting that intel? Where do we even look?
Well, Alex recommends some really useful resources. Think Glassdoor, PayScale, even LinkedIn. These platforms, they can give you a really solid benchmark for what similar positions are paying, especially when you get granular with it. So don't just search marketing manager.
Right.
Look for roles with similar responsibilities, company size, years of experience, and location as you.
Okay.
Get really specific.
And once you've done that research and you have a good understanding of what you're worth, what's next? Do you just go in and blurt out the highest number you found?
Well, that's where it gets even more interesting. Alex suggests aiming high. And I mean really high.
Okay.
Think about the higher end of your research salary range, not just the middle. And the reasoning here is that most companies actually expect negotiation.
It's like setting a high reserve at an auction, right?
Yes.
You're showing them you know your value and you're not going to settle for anything less.
Exactly. That's a great way to put it. It sets this tone of confidence right from the get-go.
I love that approach.
Yeah.
But I bet some of our listeners right now are thinking, okay, I have my number, but how do I bring it up without feeling like I'm being overly demanding or greedy?
And this is where Alex's advice on framing the negotiation is pure gold.
Okay.
He really emphasizes approaching this as a collaborative discussion, not some kind of battle of wills.
So ditch the boxing gloves and go for a more diplomatic approach. I like it.
Precisely. Start by expressing gratitude for the opportunity. Whether it's a job offer or a performance review, begin with a thank you, and then clearly outline the value that you bring or will bring to the role. It's like you're presenting a case, not issuing an ultimatum.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So you want to back up your ask with that solid evidence that we talked about with the research, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is where all that research you did transforms into these compelling arguments.
Okay.
Highlight specific accomplishments, quantifiable results, anything that really showcases the impact you've made.
Yeah, it's all about connecting the dots between your experience, your skills, and what the company's goals are.
Yes.
Show them you're not just there to clock in and out.
Right.
You're there to make a difference.
Exactly. You're demonstrating that you're a valuable investment.
Right. Okay.
But, even with the best preparation, there's always a chance the employer might hesitate or even counter your initial proposal.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because, let's be real, who hasn't heard a no at some point or a counteroffer
Right.
can be really disheartening.
For sure.
So what does Alex suggest we do in those situations? How do we kind of keep our cool and not just cave in the moment?
Well, this is where Alex's emphasis on flexibility really comes into play.
Okay.
He reminds us that a salary negotiation, it's a two-way street.
Okay.
It's not about, digging your heels in.
Right.
It's about finding an agreement that works well for both sides.
So even if they can't necessarily meet your exact salary expectation right away,
Right.
it doesn't mean the conversation's over.
Yeah.
There are other things that we can explore.
Absolutely. And Alex really highlights the power of thinking beyond the paycheck.
I love that. It's about getting creative
Yes.
and exploring, what are all those other perks and benefits that could sweeten the deal?
Exactly. Maybe there's some wiggle room with vacation time,
Okay.
professional development opportunities, a more flexible work arrangement, maybe even performance-based bonuses. These are all things that you can bring to the table.
It's about knowing what really matters to you
Yes,
and being open to different paths to get there.
exactly. I actually, I once negotiated for additional vacation time instead of a higher starting salary.
Okay.
And it was one of the best decisions I ever made. It gave me a better work-life
So
balance.
sure.
And ultimately, it made me more productive in the long run.
That's such a great example of thinking outside the box.
Yeah.
Because it's not always about, that number on your paycheck, right?
Yeah.
It's about the overall value and satisfaction that you're getting from your job.
Precisely.
Okay, so to recap, you've done your research, you've confidently presented your case, and you've explored those alternative options if needed. What's the final ingredient here? What does Alex say is, the key to really sealing the deal in a negotiation?
I bet you can guess this one.
I have a feeling it has to do with that, fake it till you make it
Yeah.
mentality. Confidence is key, right?
You got it. Confidence is absolutely key. Even if you're feeling, those pre-negotiation jitters,
Oh, yeah.
projecting that confidence, it's crucial. And honestly, one of the best ways to build that confidence is through preparation.
So how can our listeners practically apply that then? Like, what are some tangible ways to kind of boost their confidence before and during a negotiation?
Well, Alex gives a few really great tips. First, practice your talking points out loud
Okay.
until they feel, natural and comfortable, like you're just chatting with a friend.
Yeah, like you're having a conversation.
Exactly. It's like rehearsing for a presentation
Right.
or a big speech. The more you practice, the smoother and more confident you'll be when it's showtime.
Totally.
Another great tip is to role play with a friend, family member, career counselor, whoever.
Yeah, yeah.
Just having somebody to bounce ideas off of and get that feedback.
Like having a test audience.
Exactly. And
Good.
then finally, never underestimate the power of visualization.
Oh, I love visualization.
Right.
It's like getting in the zone and picturing yourself just absolutely crushing it.
Exactly. Before you go into that negotiation, take some time. Visualize a successful outcome.
Okay.
See yourself in the room, imagine that conversation going well, and see yourself achieving those goals.
It's like giving yourself that extra little boost of confidence that I
Right.
got this energy.
Because you do got this. And remember, negotiation, it's a skill, right? It's
Yeah.
something that develops over time.
Right.
So don't be afraid to start small. You can gradually build your confidence.
So starting small could be as simple as like, I don't know, negotiating with a vendor at a market.
Sure.
Or even like discussing project deadlines at work or something.
Exactly. Every interaction, big or small, it's a chance for you to kind of hone those negotiation skills,
Yeah.
like building a muscle, right?
It's true. The more you use it, the stronger it gets.
Exactly. And, as you kind of embark on this salary negotiation journey, I want you to remember this. Know your worth.
Mm-hmm.
You deserve to be compensated fairly.
Yes.
For all that value that you bring to the table, don't undervalue yourself and your skills.
I love that. Advocate for yourself. You got this. And remember, negotiation, it's not a one-time thing, right?
Right.
Even after you land the job or get that raise, don't be afraid to revisit that conversation as you gain new skills, as you gain new experience.
Think of it as an ongoing dialogue, not a one-off event.
I love that. It's a great point to end on. It's all about knowing your worth, having the confidence to ask for what you deserve, and approaching those conversations with, that spirit of collaboration and flexibility.
Absolutely.
So to our listeners, as you navigate your own salary negotiations, remember the tips and advice we've unpacked today. Do your research, practice your pitch, and don't be afraid to think outside the box. You've got this.